It may be many, many years before we have the related data and analysis, but collectively, the startling change in the way we are living right now technically counts for a large scale human trauma. When the world reopens fully, of course, the lives will resume, but there will remain some form of anxiety and ambivalence. Open conversations, supportive environments, proactive interventions are expected to keep the odd minor challenge from becoming a life crisis. All of us, all the stakeholders involved, will need greater stocks of emotional intelligence than pre pandemic. And we can no longer afford to await this skill some years down the road ahead. The future we are looking at now will not have as much use for hard training as it will for an emotional equipment. Tomorrow's workforce, the educators, the professionals, innovators will need psychological robustness and wholesomeness most of all. The rate of psychopathology of the young, the teens in particular today, is 5 times that of 75 years ago in the United States. That's where the research data is coming from. Lowered school achievement, unwanted pregnancies, binge drinking, use of marijuana, school violence, obesity, foggy misery. There's an overwhelming anxiety and at times acute depression during the school years. Could these be symptomatic of a complete lack of investment in the training of children's what are called non cognitive skills? Do our young lack the motivation, the ability to persevere, and the kind of self control needed to take economy and the well being of the entire race forward? Feelings matter at home and at work. Emotion science, positive psychology, mindfulness curriculums. They've begun to address the management of feelings today. It's also called the art of managing one's micro expressions, the frown and the smile. The ability to analyze, selectively choose emotions for happier outcomes in children has to begin as early as preschool. The real benefits are deeper friendships, stronger attachments with teachers and parents, and a smarter conflict management. There'll be sharper academic scores and non threatening leadership skills. There's growing evidence by now to establish that SEL programs are effective and sorely needed in schools. Nothing less than an emotional revolution is the need of the hour today. We're already a quarter way into the new century. Social and emotional skills are not soft, but the hardest we will need beginning now. There's a pressing cause to mobilize business leaders, educators, policymakers to upgrade the learning environments with a sense of urgency, a compassionate vigilance, keener empathy, and resilient adaptability will be the features that the new generation of leaders will need. And beginning now, now, now. Social emotional learning for each one of us.